Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to share with you 8 finishes that I've been using on guitars over the years to make different choices than the production line poly finish that you see on most guitars. The reason why I'm making this video and sharing this with you, because when I started building guitars, I went for production finished guitars immediately as a goal of what I wanted to make. And I got very disappointed when I realized that there are certain tools and facilities you need to achieve that kind of a finish. And I feel like it can be really disheartening if you're building guitars and you feel like you're bad at it when there are other options. And so I hope that this will inspire you and maybe help you be creative and positive in your guitar building, and that you will be motivated to maybe try something different and maybe find something that works for you and that you enjoy making, and spread some positivity basically. So the first thing you can do is you can make Relic guitars. Here is my Stratocaster that I've had for a very long time. And if you think the Relic looks a little bit weird on this, it's because this guitar has a story that would explain that reason. But anyway, making Relic guitars is a lot of fun and you get to nerd in on small details. So even if you're maybe not into Relic guitars, it's a lot of fun to make them. It's also a very easy way to make guitars that feel like they are the way they're supposed to be and that are nice and feels great. If you do it correctly and you put some work into it, you can fairly easily come away with something that looks amazing. And you don't need to make a really thick poly finish either, which is great because old vintage guitars didn't have an old, thick poly finish. So maybe trying to make a Relic guitar would be just what you need. The next kind you can go for is you could do carving into your guitar. You could use your woodworking skills, or if you don't feel like you know how to do wood carving, you can challenge yourself and experiment. And you can do some wood carving and make the guitar look really nice, so you don't really need to have a poly finish because it wouldn't really work with a thick layer of lacquer on top of a wood carving. Now, the only guitar I have to show you with wood carving is this one right here that has a little bit of wood carving on the top of the head, which I hope that you'll be able to see. Right here it has a picture that is supposed to be the head of a phoenix. And this is a great way to make the way the guitar looks and feels more about the wood and your skill as a builder, and not so much about technical things like, are you able to spray paint? Are you able to have the right gear? And it's also a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing more wood carving because it's really fun to do. So if you feel like you need something fun and different and crazy maybe to inspire you to make guitars, I think wood carving would be perfect for you. The next bit of tip I have for you is you could wood burn and make something beautiful with drawing. So it could be a great way of challenging yourself to maybe learn how to draw or something. Here I have my guitar with wood burning on it, and it has a lot of different little things that I like. Right up here, for example, we have David Lynch. Over here we have The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And on the back here is Robert Smith's From The Cure. Now you obviously don't need to, do what I've done on this guitar. This is my private guitar and it's supposed to be covered in a bunch of things that I really like. You could do a guitar that has a painting of something, like a mermaid or something that's swirling, over the entire body or something. Make it uniform to just the guitar. Wood burning is a lot of fun and really do amazing things with wood burning, so I feel like it's a skill that everyone should at least try out. And it might be just what you need for your guitars. You can go really simple with your designs and make patterns in the wood, or you could go really crazy with it and do faces and shadows and really create a 3D image with depth. There really is no limit to what you can do, and so I hope that you pick up this challenge and try wood burning. The next one is the simplest one, and I know that you've seen other people make this on other guitars, but it needs to be said because it's something amazing and it's underrated how amazing it actually is. And that is, you could build a guitar and you could cover it in oil. And you can experiment with different oils. It doesn't have to be true oil, it doesn't have to be tung oil. You could use any oil you want. You can experiment. Build one guitar with one oil, build another guitar with another oil, build one guitar with one kind of wood, and then try one oil on that, and then build another guitar with another oil and try a different kind of oil. you know, mix and match and see what happens basically. And some oils, like for example true oil, you can actually build up to make a really nice finish. Other oils more sink into the wood and is more protective of them, but there's nothing wrong with that. You could definitely go with that. And it's a beautiful way to show off natural wood and making something that feels more like it comes from nature and is more natural and beautiful in its way. So you can really make guitars that are more like handcrafted, and I suppose you could say real in the hand. I know that's a big way of putting it, but I think you understand what I mean. There is a certain thing to feeling wood, and especially if you're a woodworker, you will appreciate that. So I hope you'll try that out if you haven't already, and you can really go really nerd on this and really go into different kinds of oils. There's so many weird blends between different oils from different cultures, different countries. So yeah, try that. Next up is spray cans. There is absolutely nothing wrong with buying spray cans and painting a guitar that way. You'll not get the kind of spray finish that you get on a factory guitar because you'll not put on those kinds of thick layers, but you can definitely get a really nice finish with spray cans. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's not, you know, that hard. Buy a can and waste it on test pieces, and then buy the paints you really want. You know, you'll get the hang fairly quickly on how to do it. And here is the guitar that I made in the video series where I took a right-handed guitar and turned it into a left-handed one. You might remember. It's changed a little bit since last time you saw it. New pickups, new controls and stuff like that, but it's fairly the same. And it's a really fun way to make guitars. You can really go bonkers with it. And if you don't know how to spray paint with spray cans, it's something that you'll eventually probably have to learn anyway when you go to make, you know, high-end guitars. You're gonna spray with a spray gun, spraying with a spray can is basically the same thing. So you could see this as a stepping stone to getting to the point where you could actually get factory finished guitars. Okay, so my next step for you guys is you could actually wrap a guitar in leather, or, you know, any fabric, but leather is, you know, extra cool or something. Anyway, here is a guitar that I made a couple of years ago, and it has a bunch of scrap pieces of leather. And when you buy scrap pieces of leather, you can get a lot of leather for not that much money, fairly inexpensive. And I have just done the Japanese gold leaf in between thing. Basically, it's a technique where they take broken tea cans and mugs and things like that, and they glue them together with gold leaf in between to exaggerate the cracks and make them a part of the beauty instead of trying to hide them. And I've basically done the same thing here, trying to make it look cool that the pieces are not one. And the same thing goes on the back. And it's a lot of fun to work with leather, and it's also like working with leather will open up new doors and different alleys for you to make new and cool things. So this is a good excuse to start building with leather, so you can really make something that looks different and weird and that has something else to it. So I hope you will try covering a guitar in leather or fabric if you want to. There's a lot of people who do that, but they mostly also cover it with lacquer or something over it to get that factory finish and just have a nice pattern. This is, you can really feel the leather. This doesn't have a finish, this has leather. So it's a little bit different and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so next up is photo prints. You can buy certain kinds of Mod Podge that lets you transfer photos that you print out onto any surface and apply them to guitars. And it's a super easy way to make really cool and striking images appear on wood, because you usually get a transparency in the image where you can see the wood through the picture. So you can really plan out an entire guitar body that has some sort of motif on it that lets the wood shine through. Here is a guitar that I hope you've all seen, and it has a little flower on it with some leaves, and it looks nice. And you can go a lot crazier than that. You don't need to put just one little thing on it. You can do the entire guitar, the sides and the back. You could have it wrap along the neck and go up to the headstock and really go crazy. You could even have it on the fretboard if you put some sort of lacquer or something over it to really protect it. Okay, so the last one, I don't have a guitar at the moment to show you because I just don't have one of those guitars right now, but that is sandblasting. It's actually kind of easy to sandblast, and you can get a sandblaster fairly easy, and sand you can find anywhere. I mean, I'm not telling you to go steal your neighbor's kids' sand from their playground, but you know, We've seen some really big companies like Fender do some of those guitars not too long ago, and it's actually a really cool and easy to make finish, and you can experiment with different dyes and coloring and sandblasting and you know what would happen. And it's a lot of fun, and it's an experiment you could try out and see what happens and see if you like it, and maybe it can get, you know, become your thing to do. You can go really crazy with it, or you can go, you know, sort of lighthearted with it. You decide for yourself. Okay, well that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this inspired you and maybe made you think, ooh, I can try that or something. And that you're, you know, I hope you got something out of this that made you go and build guitars, because that's the goal. I want to spread creativity and make people feel like they're having fun. So I hope so. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if any of these spoke more to you than any of the others, and if you have any questions about any of the guitars or anything I did to them, just write comments below, talk to me if you want to, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing, if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate if you did. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I would appreciate if you did. Anyway, until next time, stay awesome and cool, and go and apply a different kind of skill to guitar building to see if you find something new. Leatherworking or drawing or painting or wood burning. It's all being creative and having fun, and so you need to go and do it.